Okay, good people. This is the full press release in regards to Jholie Moussa's murder. Of course, they found a person of interest in her murder, and it's the ex boyfriend. However, there's some things that were not revealed in this press release. Towards the end of this video, you're going to hear me say something like 12 days. Please ignore that. I was counting from today, and I was in mid rant, Lord, fussing through the damn computer screen. But yeah, man, it would have been more like 8 days. But you'll see why I said what I said. And you guys let me know how you feel about the information. Drop a line in a comment. We'll chop it up in the comment section as we usually do. Peace and love. Okay, guys. It is moments away from the live broadcast in regards to Jholie Moussa's case and situation. We're all hoping that the cause of death is released and also the name of the person of interest. It has been leaked that it's Jholie Moussa's boyfriend, but it hasn't been confirmed by officials yet. So we're waiting right now just to see what all will be revealed today. Again, the person of interest has been leaked, and it is Jholie Moussa's boyfriend. For those of you who follow my page, you already know that good information. You know, I try to get you guys all the information as quickly as I can and as efficiently as I can. So now we're just waiting on them to announce the cause of death and do an official person of interest breakdown or whatever information they choose to give today. I'm gonna pause it so you guys don't have to wait while I'm waiting, basically. So yeah, pause for the cause. All right, guys, here we go.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Major Rich Perez, Commander of the Major Crimes Bureau. We're here to update on the Jholie Moussa case. I will have some remarks. Lieutenant James Bacon, also from the Major Crimes Bureau, will have some remarks. I will close out the remarks and then take some questions from you all. As I said, my name is Major Rich Perez, Commander of the Major Crimes Bureau. A person of interest has been developed regarding the death of Jholie Moussa. As you know, Jholie was reported missing to police Saturday, January 13th. She was last seen by family members the previous day on 12th January. After talking to her father, her mother, and other family members, officers began following up on information trying to find Jholie. Searches of various locations were conducted that day. She was entered into a national database, and a number of people were immediately interviewed. During the course of this investigation, we uncovered an unreported incident. That incident was a felony assault where Jholie was the victim. Upon developing the necessary probable cause, a petition charging a 17-year-old juvenile from the Alexandria area was obtained. On January 18th, that juvenile was taken into custody for that offense. He remains in custody. That individual, whose name is protected by law, given that he is a minor, is a person of interest regarding Jholie's death. The department's efforts towards resolving this case and bringing a measure of justice for Jholie and her family continues and will be relentless. Every resource necessary has been and will continue to be deployed. From the patrol officers who initially took the report to the many law enforcement partners and community members who have assisted us in the search for Jholie, our resolve for justice will not diminish. I'd like to ask Lieutenant James Bacon to provide a summary of efforts regarding this investigation, which you will note were not only being conducted in this area, but throughout a number of regions. Lieutenant James Bacon.
Thank you, sir. When Jholie was reported missing, thank you. When Jholie was reported missing on Saturday, she had already been gone for a day. She had left her home and seen on camera under circumstances that did not seem to be unusual. The family contacted us the following day when they realized and felt that Jholie's actions were no longer the norm for her. Our officers responded, took an initial report, and immediately entered her into the national database. They conducted a number of interviews and a number of searches of friends' homes and contacted friends and some local hangouts without success. But at that point still, nothing appeared to be of a nature where we felt she was truly in danger. There was no indication of an abduction or anything like that at that time. The next day, patrol officers continued that, and we continued to follow up any leads and all the information provided by the family. On Monday, that continued through the holiday. On Tuesday, we met with people from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children and the FBI. As we met with them and we discussed our various options, it was at that time with Jholie's literally falling off the electronic radar. No communication, no social media, no postings like that. And talking with the family, this clearly was now something that was beyond normal. At that point, we upgraded her status as an endangered missing juvenile, and our efforts continued. Our efforts continued every day through interviews, searches, web searches, search warrants, legal process through social media and such, and that continued up until the day that she was found, and continues beyond. I will tell you that on that Tuesday, when we spoke with the FBI and the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, the number of leads that we had, both viable and leads that did not pan out, took us to places as far as Philadelphia, up and down the East Coast. We were in contact with the Old Dominion University Police, the Norfolk Police, the FBI in the Norfolk Field Office, the FBI in the Philadelphia Field Office. This case took a lot of turns with a lot of incoming information and a lot of leads to follow up, and continues to have just an enormous amount of leads. And we, the police department, homicide detectives, are continuing to follow up just an enormous amount of information that has come in from the public and leads that we've developed.
Thank you. Let me finish off the remarks. Thank you, Lieutenant James Bacon. I ask our community members that if they have any information regarding this case, which we continue to investigate as a homicide, to please call and keep providing us with information. The report of autopsy in this case is still pending, and I don't have a timeline on receiving that report. In closing, let me reiterate that a person of interest has been developed in this case, and we will continue to investigate every lead that's brought forth to us. Thank you. I'll take a questions.
Major, there's a
Yeah,
story
one minute. Yeah, one minute. Go ahead.
Let me ask you, your department often puts out warnings about dangers on social media, predators on social media. From my reporting, there seemed to be evidence that there might have been a predator who was luring her on social media, on Snapchat specifically. So what I'm wondering is, isn't that a sign of possible danger from the start? Something that your officers, I believe, were told on Saturday.
details of the case and what's told and what's not told. This is still a very fluid investigation, but I can tell you that we have been concerned from the onset that this missing juvenile was reported to us on the 13th of January. We remain concerned all throughout. The resources that came, and you've seen, but an example, we've tried to investigate, or we have followed up on every lead that's been given to us regarding the leads that are coming in to us. That's the best information that we had at that moment. The question is, why was she listed as a runaway? That is the best information that we had at the time. On that 13th of January,
That's
we
not
go
true.
by the information, the best information that we have at the time. Had circumstances shown us differently, we would have done what we did, on subsequent days as well.
Lies.
But we have certain standards to make certain criteria. We've got to meet certain criteria. That's not to say that we were not concerned for Jholie.
Yeah.
We interviewed an awful lot of people, and we will continue to. We will continue to interview people until we bring justice in this case.
Major,
Yes, sir.
The 17-year-old who's a person of interest, there's a story out there that he had a prior romantic relationship with her and that there was a stay-away order filed against him. Is that accurate?
Again, the question is is there accurate information regarding the 17-year-old and prior legal proceedings that may or may not exist against that individual? I am prohibited by law to go into any aspects of trying to identify, or that would lead to the identification of a juvenile. For that reason, I'm not able to comment on what is or what is not out there. I can tell you with a degree of comfort that we've got a person of interest who's a 17-year-old who remains in custody here in Fairfax County.
When was he arrested? What day was he arrested?
He's been charged with that previous incident, the felony assault. The question is, what was the 17-year-old being charged with? What's he currently charged with? He is being charged with at this juncture with a petition charging him with felony assault. Yeah, let me clarify that and reiterate that the question is, so he is not charged with her death at this juncture. That is correct. He is not charged with her death.
Because he was in jail.
Yeah. 1 minute. Let me, ma'am.
This is bullshit.
The question is, seeking clarity, was it a prior felony charge? Yes. It was a prior incident that was discovered during the course of this investigation that had been unreported, as I stated. Yes, ma'am.
So they locked him up
Certainly.
and basically gonna put the murder.
As you members of the media may or may not know, there are certain requirements and thresholds that must be met in order for a number alert to occur. One of those requirements is, in fact, that there is an abduction element, that there's an abduction, that we conduct an investigation, and that we can definitively say that during the course of our investigation that an abduction occurred. Okay?
What day was he arrested?
On the 18th. The question is, what day was he arrested? It was on the 18th. Maybe somebody who has an answer.
The body was just. They on some other shit. They on some other shit. They gonna tack the murder on to that fight that him and Jholie had.
Okay. Two questions. Am I able to go into details regarding the previous incident? Am I able to then release the cause of death? I am not able to go into the details regarding the pending probable cause charge that's there, for which he's been taken into custody, and I don't have a report of autopsy to be able to articulate what the cause and manner of death is at this point. Still waiting on that.
The felony assault charge, when was that
The question is, when was that assault? When did that assault occur? I won't be able to go into the details of it, other than to say that on the
The
18th,
daddy already
he was
said.
taken into custody as we uncovered that incident during the course of this investigation.
The father already said when the incident occurred.
The question is, wasn't he already previously assaulted with that charge prior? No, ma'am. Next question.
What happened after Jholie went missing?
No, the best information that I have is no, that incident did not occur. It's for a previous incident. Remember, I said that the operative word there in my statement was for a previous unreported incident, but not during the time frame that Jholie turned up missing. Leads that were developed. The question is, what led us to search the park where the body was found, because we searched it twice. Leads that were developed during the course of the investigation is what took us to the parks. And for the sake of maintaining the integrity of the criminal investigation that's still ongoing, I won't be able to expand further on that.
Do you know why the body was not found the first
And what
time?
can you say that's definitive?
The question is, do we know why the body wasn't found when the officers searched there the first time? I don't know. Yeah, I certainly don't know why the body was not located. There's a number of variables I'm sure that you can think of that come into play, as to why or why not the body was not located the first time. Yes, ma'am.
The young man who let another person use his phone in the basketball court. Do we know who that person was? And could that be the 17-year-old?
Again, I'm not able to give any information that's prohibited by law. The question is that there's reports out there, not by the police department, but by some of you who are reporting, that there's an individual out there.
Use a 13-year-old boy's cell phone.
Correct.
At that park to call.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to go further into detail regarding that. It's very fluid and active investigation on this matter. But again, we do have a person of interest as it relates to the death of Jholie. And I want to maintain this investigation going forward. So when we come to a resolution, and I might hopefully be able to stand before you and say that an arrest has been made, that we don't jeopardize any aspect of this investigation and do bring a measure of justice for Jholie and her family.
Major,
In the back, yes, sir. The question is, when do I believe that Jholie was killed? I won't be able to.
What can you
that would
say?
be a guess, a best guess at this juncture, and won't do that. I won't guess. I'm going to let the science speak for itself. I'm going to let the medical examiner, the report of autopsy, do all of that.
Major,
Sir.
if
Stuttering
this is
ass
a
back.
person of interest,
Keep it 100.
you can't talk about the person of interest because this person is a juvenile. What's the purpose of coming to us with this information?
To inform the public and to inform you all. This
Thank
is the
you. What
first,
is your purpose?
maybe the second press conference that we've had on it. I think this first one was upon the discovery of Jholie's remains at the park. To be transparent, to ensure that the public knows that we have taken this case extremely serious from the onset. There's a lot that still is going on that, again, for the sake of maintaining the integrity of this investigation, I'm not able to divulge to the public because we do want to bring justice in this case. But that's the purpose of it, Mr. Wagner, to ensure that the public is as informed as possible without jeopardizing the case. One more question. Thank you.
Shit.
If it turns out that your person of interest is not the person who committed the murder, are you continuing to look for leads and track down some other leads that might come up?
Absolutely. The question is, if it turns out that the person of interest is not the person that we're looking for, will we continue to investigate other leads? Absolutely. And sometimes that's the way homicide investigations go. Having done them for approximately 10 years in this county, it could very well be that It takes 7 days, 7 hours, or 7 years to resolve a case. But we will. Yeah. Quick question. For a fact.
About the whole charming calling her runaway from the start, and then you said took it seriously from the start, but she wasn't a runaway, and she was found dead less than a mile from her home. Do you wish you had handled this differently, perhaps from the start?
Okay. The question is that that she was entered as a juvenile. I can tell you that we took it seriously from the very beginning with a number of interviews that were done with the information that was provided to us. If you're asking me, do I wish we would have had a different result here as opposed to talking to Jholie's death? Absolutely, absolutely. You know, the facts that are given to us, they're not controlled by us. They're given to us by the community and family members. You know, it's what drives our investigation. We will continue to do that. Yeah. Again, if you're asking me, do I wish for it absolutely different?
Okay, guys, basically, this gentleman has no concrete information that he is really willing to give up at this moment. They have arrested Jholie Moussa's boyfriend for a previous incident. The incident that the father was talking about on camera with Peggy Fox. He was talking about an incident. He tried to get into it, but he kind of shied away from it at that time, saying there was an incident with Jolie's ex-boyfriend and it got a little, heated or whatever the case may be. He stopped talking about it. However, it turns out the young man was arrested on the 18th of this month in regards to that incident, and they considered it a felony incident. Keep in mind, Jholie Moussa's body was found 12 whole days later. 12 whole days later. Meaning that if Jholie Moussa's body was in that park for 12 whole days later, after the boy had been arrested, the process of decomposition would have ensued. Not saying that that boy didn't do it or whatever the case may be, but science does not support their theory. And if that boy was guilty, by now they would have said, basically, yes, he is the murderer. Come on now. Come on now. They'd have went on and said it. That's a black boy we talking about. So let's just keep it 100. Now, do it sound like they're trying to go ahead and use that boy as a decoy while they figure out what the hell's going on with this case? Yes. That's what it sounds like. But then I'm no FBI agent, I'm no lawyer, I'm no none of that. I'm just going by some good old-fashioned common sense. And what it sounds like is that boy had a fight with Jholie a while back. Or not long before the weekend that she came up missing. Just a fight. Whatever happened, it happened. Jolie's parents were aware of that incident. And during a report with Peggy Fox, it was discussed briefly. And on the 18th, the boy was arrested for it. Jholie Moussa's body came up came up found this past Friday. The boy was arrested on the 18th. Imagine the smell of decomposition in the air of a park. Imagine that. Imagine doing a search in that area the way police, FBI, and the search parties went out. Imagine doing that search and not smelling the stench of decomposition. You're going to smell death. You're going to smell it. And what about the tall, dark-skinned gentleman with twist in his hair that used the 13-year-old boy's phone? So now he's no longer a person of interest. I don't know how I feel about this, y'all. Of course, I want justice for Jholie. Of course, I know it's wrong for a boy to hit a girl, a fighter, whatever caused that felony. It's dead-ass wrong. Because I got 2 boys myself. I get it. It's dead-ass wrong. And if he needs to be locked up for that, be locked up for that. But if he was locked up and Jholie Moussa's body was just found, how does that How does that two and two make four? I don't know. Or maybe because it's a little cooler in the air, the body's decomposition slowed down. So I don't know. But this is basically what they're giving us, you guys, at this point. Yeah. Peace and love. Y'all know how we do. We chop it up in the comment section. I ain't going to say I'm 100% pleased with this conference at all, but he did state that there will be another conference. The purpose of this one was just to show the public that they are concerned and have been concerned about Jholie Moussa since the beginning. I call bullshit. I call bullshit. The purpose of this conference is to clean up behind the last conference that came off cold and very unconcerned, minimal effort, this, that, and the third. The last interview came off as though they were looking and putting more emphasis on finding a body than they were in finding out where Jholie Moussa was. That's why they had this particular conference, to come off soft and concerned and, the bullshit. Anyway, it's your girl Tanika Nikki just giving you guys the latest in the Jholie Moussa death scenario. We still do not know cause of death. They still haven't officially arrested a murderer. And the person of interest is her ex-boyfriend. Let me know how you guys feel about the whole tea. Peace and love.